So with this, I would like to invite our special guest for the day, Dr. Vishwajeet Shahji. He's the Director, Training and Skill Education from CBSE, Government of India. He's involved with the design of curriculum, development of student resource books, and training manuals. He also monitors the execution of various teachers training programs by 16 CBSE Centers of Excellence. Prior to joining CBSE, he was the faculty member of Government Engineering College, Agartala, and served as OSD, Government of Tripura. He was also associated with Tripura Central University and National Informatics Centers, Government of India, in various capacities. Dr. Shah handled the execution of various department projects of the World Bank, MHRD, and Ministry of Information and Technology, as well as research projects of AICTE and UGC. Dr. Shah has actively participated in drafting of National Vocational Education Qualification Framework notified by Government of India in 2012 and 13 respectively. He has contributed towards drafting of credit framework for skills and education by AICTE. It is a matter of privilege and honor, Dr. Vishwajeet Shah, sir, that you accepted our invitation and you thought to address this session of the day. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Thank you, Chandan. I think it's a great privilege for me to be here with you, all distinguished panelists, and of course, Honorable Minister, Government of Manipur, who is going to join us shortly. The idea behind this kind of webinar, and especially during this pandemic times, it's a great initiative by the InnoServe group or ASMA. In fact, the innovation and leadership, somewhere it must be started, and that leadership's deals only create that platform and environment. So with the idea of new education policy, if we look into, this is a vision document through which I think all educational institutes, be it northeastern part or be it Jammu and Kashmir, so entire country is going to be benefited out of it if we are going to implement in true spirit. And that the actual challenge for the leaderships. And if we wholeheartedly participate in that mission, then over a period of time, the country can really encourage the new generation and especially the young minds. Now, with respect to the traditional approach, innovative pedagogy, and other portfolio managed by the teachers and students, first and foremost thing is how we are actually transacting the curriculum in school, college, or university systems. The approach is completing the syllabus and preparing them for the exams. Parents are also happy, teachers happy, school management, college management. So all happiness, so we are spreading happiness by completing the syllabus. But what about thinking skill? Are we giving enough time to the student to think, to connect with the real life? So those components need to be stressed to make the learning an exponential one. I think the seed of innovations lies with respect to the freedom in the classroom and school and college ecosystems. Then what term university, the meaning, whether if we look into the dictionary meaning and the practicing meaning, what a student life in university, I think the meaning, the gap area is huge. So how to bridge that gap? I think teachers, school management, college management, everybody together, including the political fraternity, we need to invest to bridge that gap fast. And second component to bring innovation is how we are connecting with the parents. So far, it is an individual business. Now, sometimes many good schools, of course, by name of RTE, we accommodate. But how actually we are concerned about to bring them at par with the other student. So again, there is a gap. I am intentionally mentioning this disjoint because these are the area we must focus together. Then only the leadership, innovation, and skills, these three key words will get justice. So here we have to again stress upon this relationship. And no matter parents may be highly qualified, may be illiterate, maybe first generation's learner you are accommodating. So that balancing, somewhere we need to find out a solution. And here the solutions already exist in the ecosystems. You don't have to find it. Only things you have to connect with them. Those practicing school or universities are already doing. Their network need to be enhanced. And those who are not practicing, they need to start practicing this agenda. As far as Central Board of Secondary Education is concerned, we have floated an idea of hub of learning. Hub of learning, the new education policy talks about the cluster of schools. We know there is a variations of infrastructure. We know there is a variations of faculty member. So all these quality variations, if we put in a single trajectory, never ever that parallel line we can draw. Rather, by means of collaborations, I think we can bridge the gap between the schools, between the parents, between the students. So peer-to-peer learning, peer-to-peer interactions among the schools to school. So all those C2C or B2C or G2C, whatever maybe you term, I think there lies the very simple way of connecting with the people. And that again leads to a strong innovations with respect to the complexity of human relations in a very simplified way. So I urge that we are not going to limit these things only among the schools or among our own parents, rather how it can be extended to the neighborhood government schools or other board schools, and then followed by ITI, Polytechnic, Engineering College, University, and then industry. So society at large, wherever 5 schools are working together, how their family can be extended by joint collaborations among the other stakeholders. So that feeder, the ecology, whatever we know, the feeder cycle is somewhere disjoint, it is till date. And that's why many of the private engineering college, many of the private university has to invest a lot of money for advertisement or communications. I think the simple communications to reach every household, that mechanisms already exist. Only thing is that you have to engage and participate in that ball game. And that would be another innovation. So I'm repeatedly putting these terms and stressing because there lies the key of success. Now, if you think of the new technology, the way it is evolving, somewhere it has started. If the chip manufacturing company has to think maybe 30 years back, no, I need to have a conducive environment, number one, and number two, the market. Then the environment and market to different terminology never ever happen, and one may not get at a time. But science and technology, that way progressed, and somebody has taken that risk for the purpose of creating an innovative journey. So here for human resource also, and especially for the young minds, I think that seed we need to sow at this is the right time. Policy talks about the competency-based education. So my questions to both our school leader and university leader, how far we are able to preach that competency-based educations in the ecosystems. we can put different questions. So connecting these things with respect to assessment is very important. So as a representative of a school board, our primary job is to conduct class 10th and 12th examinations. Now, whatever patterns we are following, that becomes a pattern for the early classes practices. So we are now gearing up for competency-based assessment, which is not the chapter and questions, which is not going to test the competency of the student. It is going to be tested with respect to the learning outcomes. Now, as a whole, I think all educationists, we need to come together and work for a common objective. Let us discuss a problem in the classroom. It could be a real life problem. It could be a social problem. It could be a scientific problem. It could be technology related problem, or it could be a human relations problem. And if this problem can be discussed right at the classroom, and the teacher concerned are supposed to discuss among themselves in a project-based approach, okay, this topic, this component is related to science, this component is related to maths, this component is related to social science, and all together that problem statement in a project mode, if it is discussed in the classroom, then I think the dropout rate, whatever way the government is forecasting or whatever way the data are being showcased, there will be tremendous happiness quotient visible in entire ecosystems. So altogether, this kind of real life problem, forget about the curriculum. Curriculum will automatically merge and subsumed by the core of the problem. And that need to be discussed right from the schools to university. And that way, we need to bring the curriculum in a different way. The second agenda with respect to this is pandemics also teaching us how we can depend on the digital educations. One can definitely put a negative questions again at this stage, how the divide between poor and elite, how the divide between the demography, how there is a opportunity loss due to the connectivity issues and other issues. But at the same time, somewhere we have to start. If by name of equality, by name of democratizing of technology, if we are sitting idle for entire pandemic times, I think there will be a huge session and opportunity loss for all university, for all school, or for all learner. Now, the technology has given us this opportunity. We have to redefine, we have to test it, what way, even beyond pandemics, we can reuse it. There lies the beauty. And that way, I think every teacher, every parent must be equipped with this kind of nomenclature. Maybe there would be use case, definite simplified use case may come. The policy talks about another key agenda, that is holistic progress card. Now, if you look into our mark sheet, university mark sheet, we may claim it is a very holistic, but bearing the holy component, only a progressions level with respect to subjects mark. And many universities take a positive notions, okay, based on these marks, we are going to admit you 95 and above, and very soon, as I am sitting in Delhi, Delhi University's cutoff will come, and again some media report will come. So is it the meaning of education? CBSE bhi piche nahi hai. So now we have to bring, with the reference of new education's policy, from nursery, early childhood educations to PhD level, again there is a requirement of redefining the progress card. The progress in their aptitudes, and ability, showcasing their ability, the positive way, showcasing an individual. Honorable Prime Minister is today interacting with various sports and yoga personality, fitness, the health issue. So all mental well-being to fitness to your right brain approach, how it can be showcased, there is a dire need of research in that area. And based on that, so these are the inputs we are going to give for whom? For the society. So school is going to give for the university, society, university systems is going to give it for the industry. So again, there is a joint consultations is required so that whatever we are going to declare, entire society, industry, government, everybody should be at same trajectory to accept this. No repeated test. So the trust building exercise by means of holistic progress cards, again, would be a challenge for the leadership. So with this, there are many areas. I think Deputy Director from AICTE and Pro-Chancellor of Chitkara University and Honorable Minister is going to highlight all these issue in a different perspective. My last agenda with respect to new technology, the policy talks about the computational thinking, AI penetrations. So from the side of CBSE, we are closely working with AICTE in terms of teachers training, in terms of internship. So they have a strong association with industry, and how the exposure visit for the school student to university and engineering college and polytechnic can be established. That also we have already discussed. Now action plan and road based on the roadmap we are going to cater. Then same for the northeastern state with the help of industry, especially for Arunachal, Sikkim and Tripura, we are going to create two lab in 2 districts for artificial intelligence promotion. So similarly, wherever the university, I am happy that many universities are part of this conclave. So whether it is private university or government university, you have very good infrastructure. And I am confidently sharing many of your infrastructure are underutilized. Somewhere after 5, somewhere after 2. Similarly, it is for the schools. How can we deliver these infrastructure in terms of community service? There are a lot of dropouts. There are a lot of aspirant students who are not able to enter your gate, cross your gate because of your security, because of your other social factor. So socially, how we are connecting those who are protecting your university, our school, what we are doing for them. So can we think of some kind of skill course or some vocational program which policy talks about for new India, for self-reliant India? Overnight nahi hoga. We need to work together. So with that mantra, and especially the meaning of life, meaning of presence need to be felt by every leader. And then only if we will, we can do it. Thank you very much, Chandan and Rahulji, for inviting me and giving me opportunity to talk something. Thank you. Namaskar.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So thank you for showing us the right way, the initiatives, what CBSE is doing, and under your leadership, what are the new milestones which you have set, sir? Definitely on the theme of the event, which we have defined as redefining innovation, skill, and leadership, you enlightened us on the same thing. And you actually set the tone of the event, and the discussion will again follow in the same direction, sir. So let it be a collaboration with the AICTE, the kind of initiative which department is doing in the Northeast, and the collaboration opportunities which you definitely told with the government, schools, universities, corporates. So this is, I can definitely assure you, sir, that ASMA under this banner of Education Leadership Conclave, has this kind of vision and mission that we are trying to bring the people from across the sectors and domains to have such a wonderful discussion, and thought leaders and mentors like you. You keep on giving us the right direction and guidance to us, sir. Again, thank you so much, Vishwajeet sir, for joining us. If time allows, sir, you can please, switch off your video and I can still attend the kind of more discussion which is happening in this event, because your presence is what everybody must be expecting from your end, sir. And with that thought, thank you so much, Vishwajeet sir. So now moving forward to with the next special guest for the day, we have Dr. Neetu Bhagat ji. She is the Deputy Director of at AICTE, Government of India. It's the apex body in technical and higher education. And she's looking after the skill development, internship and student induction program. She has completed her MSc and PhD in agriculture with specializations in plant protection from GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, Uttarakhand. Dr. Bhagat is a member of the Chartered Management Institutes, Corby, Northants, and visited Dudley College, UK as coordinator for study tour of Technical Education Leadership Development Program. She has awarded the Cochrane Fellowship of USDA USA and visited USA for advanced training on food safety and quality management systems. She has worked as academic coordinator and assistant director at CCS, National Institute of Agriculture Marketing. She has undertaken various international and national training, consultancy, and research projects, developed various training modules for the senior and mid-level executives of the state agriculture marketing boards, agriculture and horticulture department, and organized more than 90 plus training for the trainers and farmers awareness program. We are happy and honored to have you, Neetu Bhagat, at this forum. So over to you, Neetu ma'am. Please guide us with the initiatives under your department and under your leadership.
Thank you very much, Chandan, for the detailed introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank Biswajit sir. He has put all the things in the right perspective. And yes, he has rightly said that there should be an integration of all the government department and initiatives, and a joint and collaborative effort should be done in the right direction. So yes, I'll start with the situation that we all are going through right now. We never expected that we'll be seeing this kind of situation in our life. This pandemic has affected us a lot. It has affected each and every sector, and education is not an exception. But I would like to say here that if we talk about the education, we have been doing so far so good because I feel that we were ready for this situation because we were already trying to promote online education. Government had already recognized so many online courses, so that in this pandemic time, the learning didn't stop. There are NPTEL courses, there are SWAM courses. If you talk about SWAM only, 35,000 courses are available there. And out of these 3,500 courses, 1,100 belong to engineering and technology. There are ARPIT courses, there are NEET courses for teachers, NITTT courses, which are, there are 8 modules developed by AICTE. Then we have NEET courses. These are some courses developed by the EdTech companies, and some enthusiastic teachers and some individuals. They have also developed various courses, and lots of reading material is available online. And our institutions have also been able to do good in terms of running the online courses, classes, etc. Except the rural area where, because of internet and other infrastructure, the problem is still there. It's difficult to take education there. Still, government has been very proactive in this, and lots of TV channels have been launched so that learning should not stop there also. So I would say that we have done good in this regard so far. And if we talk about the skilling and what is the importance of skilling for our country, we can see that global aging of the workforce is a major problem which is being faced by most of the developed countries. Automation and mechanization can be a kind of a solution for this, but still they are thinking of changing their immigration policy so that they can have the requisite talent to run the industry and other sectors there. And if we talk about the India, we have this potential to fulfill this demand of global talent need. But the problem that we are facing is regarding employability. If we talk about the employability, if we see the various reports of the industry and industry association, some will be saying that employability of engineering graduates is only 10 to 20%. Some will say it's even lower. And the truth is that only 5% of the youth belonging to the age group of 20 to 24 years are getting a formal vocational education, while this figure in other industrial countries is 60 to 80%. So we can say there is a long way to go, especially in skilling, and skilling is the only way which can actually tame the young energy India is having into the right direction. So there is a need to improve the skill education in our country. If we talk about the normal psych about the skill education, vocational courses in our country, most of the time, if a student fails to get admission in the engineering because of maybe grades or because of maybe the high fees of higher education institution, in that case, a student opt for the skill education. So the general image of skill education in our country needs overhauling. If you see in other countries, skill education is one of the best education considered in terms of employability, in terms of a kind of payment you get. But in our country, there is a need to overhaul this situation, and skill education has to be at par with the mainstream education. And the major issue is that there is no vertical integration between these two streams, that is skill education and the mainstream education. The kind of credit transfer which is required, kind of harmonization of courses which are being taught is required. This has to be done. And I'm sure the government is already working in the right direction so that skilling gets the right place in our country. Another issue with the skilling is that most of the institutions which are offering the skill education belongs to the government departments, and there is no competitive environment there. If we talk about the engineering colleges, most of the colleges, 75% of the students are getting admission in the private engineering colleges, and there is a competition among them. There is a proper accreditation system, a quality assurance system. So situation is little better there. But still, if we talk about the engineering education, being in AICTE, we can say that lots of improvement is required there also, especially if we talk about the quality of the engineering graduates which are coming out of our institution. Still, industry and industry associations are not happy with the quality. They are questioning their practical skills, they are questioning their ethical and moral values, and kind of their attitude towards the society. So these kind of things are coming up, and I will tell you the kind of initiative AICTE has taken in this regard. Before that, I would also like to mention here that when a producer is, if we say institutions are producer, they are producing these students, and consumer is the industry who is taking these students after the education. So consumer is not happy with the production, but they are not participating in the production procedure. They are not coming forward, and they are not giving internship opportunities to the students. Right now, if we see, only 40% of the students in engineering colleges, in AICTE engineering colleges, are getting internship opportunities. And when these students become teacher, they are not able to give the right perspective to the student, how their knowledge, theoretical knowledge can be used in the industry. So this issue will continue unless our education will join hand with the industry, and there will be an industry academia collaboration. So if we talk about what kind of issues mainly are coming in terms of giving internship to the student, most of the time industry thinks that students who are coming for the internship, they are kind of burdened. They have to train them, and they are not getting the right benefit from the internship. But this is not a right thing. The industry is equally benefited from the internship of students, because these students sometimes brings a new perspective to the problem solving there. So this is one of the benefit, and the most important thing, many industries are spending lots of money and time in training of the new recruits there. If they will be giving internship to their student, they will be getting the trained person and the right person, because in 10 minutes interview, you cannot judge what kind of talent you are requiring, whether the person is right or not. So internship can give this opportunity to them. And if we talk about the internship benefit to the student, they will be able to take right decision about their career, what kind of career they want to go through, and whether they are into the right path or not. They will get practical exposure, they'll learn leadership skill, communication skills. And if we talk about the benefit of internship to the institution, it is again...
Is on the mic on the...
Hello?
Mic on.
Yeah. So institutions again will also get lots of benefit out of this this arrangement of internship, because their placements will improve, and overall their brand image will improve. They'll get right admissions, because most of the institutions right now are facing issues in admission of the students. So internship is beneficial for all these stakeholders, but still the kind of momentum it should get, it has not yet get this. And yes, other than internship, there are other initiatives which AICTE is taking to improve the overall, what we call holistic development of the student. Biswajit sir was saying that not only technical knowledge, there should be teamwork, spirit, there should be leadership skills, there should be some inclination toward the society, everything, life skills, everything is required in a student to be employable. And AICTE is taking care of all these things to improve the involvement of a student in the society, in the social issues. We have introduced AICTE Activity Point Program, which is again a part of internship policy of AICTE, where AICTE is saying that each and every student should go to the rural area and do some work there. And this is not a credit-based program. Internship is a credit-based program. This is not credit-based, but it is still mandatory to complete the requirement of AICTE Activity Point Program to get the degree. Another program which AICTE is doing is a Student Induction Program. A Student Induction Program is normally organized at the beginning of the semester when new students are coming. They are coming from lots of pressure. They were preparing for the entrance exam. Maybe they didn't selected. They were not selected in the right the institute of their choice. Now they had lots of pressure of study from their family and maybe from the society. So to make them like open to the college environment, to make them comfortable in the college environment, this student induction program has been introduced. It's a 21 days student induction program. And different modules are included there. The most important module is universal human values, where a student is taught how to live in sync with the environment, in sync with the society, and in sync with themselves. And another thing is, all the youth related issues, for example, they may have different kind of relationship issues. We can see that drugs, etc., these kind of things are increasing, ragging, etc. These are the youth issues which comes in the colleges. All these issues are being tried to be dealt with this induction program, and their energy is being used is diverted in the right direction of their choice. Different cultural activities are being done, and different cells are being created, so a student can be associated with the cell of his own interest, and his energy, his interest of thing will happen there. And this is one of the thing. And we have included courses on humanities and universal human values as mandatory thing in the curriculum, so that a student, when he's coming out of this education, is coming with a wholesome product which is ready to go to any industry, any organization to work. And one more thing that we have done, AICTE has done, this is again a very important thing. You can see that most of the time the course curriculum of many institutions are not being updated regularly, and it is not industry aligned. And requirement of industry changes very fast. Every 3 months it will change, but your curriculum is not changing regularly. So how would the product will be ready for the market, because you are not teaching them what is required in the market. So AICTE has developed a model curriculum where it has been made more industry aligned based on the recommendation of a committee which developed the perspective plan for AICTE. They had recommended that there are some emerging areas where AICTE should focus. For example, data analytics and IoT, robotics, cyber security, so blockchains. These technologies are being focused by AICTE, and they have given right place in the curriculum. The total credit of the curriculum has been reduced so that a student get more time for out of the class activity. And we are also telling all the colleges that they should include 2 industry experts in their academic advisory board, and their curriculum should be revised regularly. And one more thing that we are saying, we are telling all the colleges that you should sign at least 5 MOU with the nearby industries, so that you are into a integration, and the internship opportunities are created. Some research projects, consultancy projects, some center of excellence can be established with the help of industry. And these are the things regarding the curriculum. If we talk about the entrepreneurship and innovation, which has to be inculcated in the colleges, AICTE has developed its startup policy. The purpose is to develop an entrepreneurship ecosystem in the institutions. And regarding innovation, AICTE has MHRD Innovation Cell. And MHRD Innovation Cell is regularly organizing Smart India Hackathon since 2017, and it is a 36-hour continuous competition to develop some app-based solution to various problems from industry or government departments, and it has been very successful, and it is known as the world's biggest innovation platform. It is recognized like this, and you can see that India's innovation index is continuously improving since last few years. This year we have come in the top 50. So it's a big achievement, and innovation index is something very important. It has impact on your overall economy. It will, if your innovation index is good, you will be able to start more startups, more manufacturing will happen, exports will increase, imports will decrease. So overall impact of this is very good. So and innovation councils are being established in various institutions, where the various activities to enhance the entrepreneurial activity of a student are happening. So this is all I would like to speak about from AICTE. And thank you very much, Anand and Rahulji, for giving this opportunity to me. And now we would look forward to listen to Madhu madam. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Bhagat ma'am. It is always a pleasure listening you, ma'am. The kind in a very simple language and understandable language, the kind of inputs which you give, the initiatives which is there under AICTE is really commendable, ma'am. It is very easy to understand the very small and big initiatives which you are taking. And a very important point which you have said, that there is a gap between the industry and academia. In every seminar, themes, conferences, we have witnessed this. There is a discussion topic on this. But what happens post that? Do we really consider after the event any steps or any measures has been taken to to smaller this gap? So this could be an initiative now onwards, ma'am. As during the COVID, we have witnessed that how technology has, accelerated the acceptance of technology and new age learning. And the departments like the leading departments like CBSE and AICTE have shown this as a as an initiator, that as you have initiated the modern age technology, the new age technology under your curriculum, and you keep on guiding and taking schools and universities under your confidence. And likewise, we are just following the ways which you are providing us now. Thank you so much for all your inputs over here, ma'am. It was a kind and pleasure having you over here. So thank you again. So before inviting Madhu, ma'am, I would ask the host to kindly play a short video of the Chitkara University, please. Beautiful video and lovely message this video has shown. The kind of technology, your library, the campus, it is looking so clean, nice. But again, technology has been challenged by technology. So this is again, though we are talking about the same themes and lines, but it is not manually controlled. There is some technical glitch and technology has to be addressed. So with this, Dr. Madhu ma'am, we are actually honored and pleased to have you over here. You are the Pro-Chancellor of Chitkara University. She is a teacher at heart who sees education as a mission of life. With vast experience of 42 years, her journey from the maths teacher to a leading educationist is truly inspirational. As one of the few lady vice chancellors, she is a soul of Chitkara campus with more than 15,000 students and 1,000 faculty members as a co-founder. She has more than 25 accolades in her credit form of awards, the state and central government level. She has received the Lifetime Achievement Gold Medal Award winner in 2004, and she was adjudged as the winner of Women Entrepreneur Award in South Asia. For her endeavors, Dr. Madhu Chitkara has been felicitated with many prestigious awards such as State Awards for Teacher, International Achievers Award, Women in Education, awards by Economic Times, Visionary Entrepreneur Awards, and so many. Her case study on entrepreneurship is published by Washington School of Business in 2013, and she was adjudged as the winner of Women Entrepreneur Award in South Asia. We are honored and pleased, Madhu ma'am, to have you over here. So we would like to hear more about your organizations and your initiative. Madhu ma'am.
Thank you, Tandan, for giving me this opportunity. And I think I am audible to all of you. It's that today you have touched upon a very beautiful topic, which is the redefining innovation, skill and leadership in the new normal. And I think this is a good platform where this is one platform where industry, academia like us, and the regulatory body like AICTE, like CBSE. So all the three are together. So I think it's a great brainstorming session where we all can talk about the common points, which is the innovation, the skill, and the leadership. And if well said by Dr. Shah, that he was talking about that 90% of our infrastructure in the evenings are unutilized. So what we are doing, it's a great question to all the academicians. I think this is, I will, during my lecture, I will be able to answer that what small things we are doing it. And well said by Dr. Neetu that she was saying that 35,000 plus Swayam courses are available on the, and I think we are very thankful to AICTE for giving this opportunity to all our professors, those who can be part of these MOOCs programs, and they are benefited, and best benefit to them were during these lockdown sessions. So Dr. Neetu, I think 90, I can say 100% of our teachers were benefited by those programs, and they got the certification. And I think it's a good opportunity given by you to us, to the academia, for taking this opportunity. Now coming to the topic and coming to the today's discussion, if I talk about first the innovation. So we can say that if whatever we are doing innovation, it should be with a purpose. Innovation should not be for innovating something new, but it should be for the betterment. So it is never that you have to innovate something new to show to the society that this is new in the market. No, there should be some requirement for that of doing it. So what at Chitkara we do, we identify a real problem. And for that, we have EPICS program, we talk to the society, and we have given so many patents also, keeping in mind the problems faced by the nearby villages of our place, and just giving them the solutions. And try to solve which is really deployable, which is really scalable, and which is really feasible. So our innovation mantra is that whatever solution we are giving to a problem, it should always be deployable, scalable, and feasible. And if you want to talk about that, how the innovation is to be done, if you see all the verticals of education are the process, the pedagogical vertical, the thought process, then structural process, then teaching learning processes. So I will be talking about the innovation at all the stages. The first is the process innovation. So how we did the innovation in the processes. I will give you one example only because we have not so much of time. Reason being that the national education policy is saying that now you have to hand over the school system, and you have to hand over their systems also, because it becomes the responsibility of higher education institutes to talk to the school education. But for the last, I think 7 to 8 years, we already started with the Tech 8 program. It is a Tech 8 curriculum where we talk about the technology, and this is keeping in mind the school's requirements. So we are talking to the schools that how to bridge the gap. That should be a gateway to the higher education. The school's education should be a gateway to the higher education, and how that bridge is to be covered. So for that, we try to use a Tech 8 curriculum where school education was in the coding process, and we started coding very early, and it started from after 6th class, and they were started making the projects, and they were participating in the innovation competitions, they were participating in the startup systems, and they were getting the funding also. So that was the first innovation which we started in the processes. One example only. The second, if I talk about the pedagogical innovation, how we started with it. In the new normal, or in the lockdown, during lockdown, blended learning was the need of the hour, and it was a new model. Virtual labs were required, and luckily we started very early for the virtual labs, and so we were very comfortable during lockdown, because pedagogical innovation were already. And if you talk about the augmented reality, now it is a need of the hour, and in new normal, it will always be the blended learning will be working, the augmented reality will be working. And if you see about the team teaching, so how this concept is giving us the fruits. Reason being that you can't be perfect in as a teacher. If I am a mathematics teacher, I can't be good in all the concepts of mathematics. Maybe I need the help of somebody. So what we have done is that if I'm good in one concept, I will be taking care of that with all the students, and the other will be taking care of the other concept. So this team teaching is working, and it will work for all the organizations if they try doing it. The third part is, which I was talking about, the thought innovation. Now, what is the example of it? Now, thought innovation is that how to use the data analytics. Now, every organization is having their MIS systems, management information systems. Now, how to analyze those impacts, that where we can give the feedback for positive reforms, and how we can use that MIS system to make the systems more effective, more effective to the students, more effective to the stakeholders. So I think for that purpose, we have started working on the thought innovation. The next is the structural innovation, which is that if you talk about the infrastructure and structurally how we are doing it, so we are decentralizing and amalgamating the culture into the corporate. So corporate culture is coming into our education culture. So in that way, the structural innovation is used. And if you see the learning spaces innovation, you have seen in our video also that we have explore hubs, which is innovation centers, incubation centers, where they can sit, they can talk, they can create their own ideas, and they will be getting the funding also in some way or the other. Then we have a think tank where all the ideas are coming up, all the good people are talking about it, and then coming up with a new idea where it will be giving the fruit in doing some patent, and that is fruitful for the society. So I think this way, using the incubation centers, using our hackathons, even the food courts also. So we have built our food courts where there are the corners, there are intellectual corners where they can take their coffee, tea, and then along with it, they can discuss about their ideas. So it are very informal spaces where, because it is required to be socially connected to each other. And here only, I will tell you that which Dr. Shah was saying, that he said that why we are not using the infrastructure in the evenings in the universities and the colleges, but what we are doing is that nearby 5 villages we have adopted. We are taking care of them, and we are calling them to come to the campuses in the evenings. So we have football match with them. The rural students are there. They are coming to our workshops. Our instructors are giving them the skills. Where, now, for example, we have very beautiful, in Asia's one of the biggest and the best plumbing lab. So they are coming to understand the plumbings of that, how to work on the plumbing skill. So in that way, this is innovation which we are trying to do is, and there are the maker spaces. We have given the names as pupa, larva, and these maker spaces are working in the evenings, where the students, after their regular university hours, if they want to work anything in the joint collaboration with other students or other programs, so they are working with it. Now, this was all about the innovation which in Chitkara University, we are trying to do the best, and we are trying to collaborate with the industry, as well said by Dr. Neetu, that there is a time to collaborate with the 3 verticals of education, which is the society, the stakeholders is the industry. If we are able to understand their requirement, then it is very easy for the educationists to groom our students according to the need of the society and according to their upliftment. The second point I will touch upon, because I will not touch upon the skill, reason being that Dr. Neetu has talked in detail about the AICTE policies, how the skill is popularized in our educational institutes. But at Chitkara, if I talk about my leadership style or our leadership style, so our leadership is leading from front or leading by example. But normally we say that leadership is leading from front or giving by example. But what at Chitkara we are doing, that we have added a new stand, that leadership through collaboration. So we collaborate to prepare our new leaders. So how we collaborate? We give our leader is given a task for preparing at least one more leader, just like the clone of him, or better than him. It becomes a responsibility of every leader to develop a leader in a year. And for that, the activities are that we do regular leadership summit. We go out for 2-3 days. All the leaders are talking about that how to groom their coming leaders and would-be leaders, and how the building team spirit activities are to be there, how we have to take the interdisciplinary projects. It is need of the hour. New educational policy also states that it is not only that you have to work only in your domain, but you have to work interdisciplinary. And one example here I want to give you is that our hospitality department worked closely with the nanotechnology department, and they come up with an energy bar, which was some part of nanotechnology, some concepts were there, and using that there was an energy bar, and that they got they have trademarked it and they are using it in the market. So I think this is when this type of leadership is happening in our campus. So very different type of leaders are developed, and they will be thinking innovatively, and they will try to delegate. Normally leaders are not delegating the powers, and it is centralized to one person only. So it is not a good idea of doing it, because if you have seen new norm, this pandemic situation, and when we will be going into the new normal, so then we need not only one leader, we need many leaders to see the different verticals of our education, and we have to be out of our comfort zone. If we will work coming out of our comfort zone, then only we will be able to develop a system which is good for a new normal and according to national education policy. And everything should be outcome driven. You want to do anything. Now, for example, we are doing any co-curricular activities. We are sitting in a theater. We are in a canteen. So whatever they are learning, after discussing with their fellow students, what is the outcome of it? So every activity should be outcome driven, and that is very important. So I think not touching the skill part, other speakers are also there. Already 2 o'clock is there, so 1 to 2. Chandanji, I think session was. So I'm very thankful to Chandan for giving me this opportunity, and listening to Dr. Shah and Dr. Neetu. It was a treat for all of us, and I think I have come up to your level, your expectation. And thank you, ASMA, for giving Chitkara University this opportunity to be part of your program. Thank you very much.